Ja. So one doesn't see the chair, but this doesn't matter.
Pardon?
It's okay.
You can see it's enough light?
Yeah, yeah.
You heard the difference when she played it
Yeah.
fast and
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah. I would like to work once with you with the voice.
Come a bit zurück, please.
We'll have to talk about someone you think would be good as a teacher for the voice.
Ja, ja. Okay, see not to concentrate. You know, I must say, in the class I learn again and again this problem of concentration, of end gaining, of trying to do it right, you know, all the habitual conceptions, practical conception in the brain, the active practical conception, not theoretical. And again, you know, the second chapter of the use of the self, it's about, as far as I remember the title is, functioning and use, or use and function in relation to reaction. Now, the functioning is how it has to work, nothing to do with the brain. How, by nature, by anatomy, physiology, God knows what it is, has to work of all those who have skeleton like us, especially the mammals, but not only the mammals. And use is how we use it. Normally, because of all the end gaining, the fears, or so-called our education or our taming of the civilization and all the rest, we interfere with the natural functioning. Mm-hmm. And the hard thing, you know, I manage to change backs of people, and that they can function there differently, but how to change the habitual, or how to replace the habitual conception in the brain, that accordingly we react to our daily activities, or in our daily activities, how to replace the subconscious conception with conscious conception by inhibiting, by neutralizing in process, neutralizing the habitual conception. This is the hard part. Mm-hmm. And you know from yourself how much you are an end gainer. By the way, it's less already, because once you used to be very annoyed when you saw that it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. But now you have more patience. See, not to concentrate, even not to listen to what I say. You hear it. That's what I tell musicians as well. You hear, you don't have to listen. To listen is to concentrate. And the concentration is a limited awareness, confined to a certain subject, ignoring and neglecting the whole, the total. So here I speak of, pardon?
I mean, the one thing is concentrating, and the other one is letting in. And allowing.
The other one
is letting in what you say, is enjoying, to savor, to
yeah,
really.
if you are open and aware, it will penetrate. That's what I tell musicians. When you listen to the music, you don't hear it properly. You have some expectation. But if you open yourself, you get the message. Here you see, I worked with her on the easy again now. You just continue to fly, you don't fix your eyes, and you continue to grow, and you continue to grow there. Like ask her to play slowly. So we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow, we grow. You know, I'm not a musician, but I hear the music. I don't, and I let it work on me. And when I heard it playing ta 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 ta, it's not the character. For me, it's not the character of the music. And Bach didn't write instruction, very clear instruction in this respect. But when she played it slowly, it was nicer, no?
Yeah, it was more generous.
Yeah, but people have some conception, and the teachers tell them play like this, and they don't have their own, they become machines. So the conception we have to change. And I suggest you from time to time to the second book of Alexander, that though his writing is not easy, just to take a chapter by itself, not to read the whole book.
The conscious control.
Yeah.
I read it now.
Yeah, from time to time you see, and you see how you approach it. Because this chapter that I read it many times, or quite a number of times, but only from the experience, I realized this chapter of unduly excited fear reflexes, uncontrolled emotions, and fixed prejudices. So when he speaks about unduly excited fear reflexes, you mean, from this you understand that the fear reflex by itself is natural and necessary. But we created fears that are not really, we made realistic fears that are not really necessary, not by nature. Now, I even tell you, especially now, that we shall get up. And you don't refuse to get up, and don't jump, don't do it, just fly in yourself, eagle eyes, spread, and not to try to feel. You know, when I touch you here and I work on my back, you feel it?
No.
There. Now continue this, already something changed. Okay, no fear, just we have to see what is wrong, to neutralize it, and not to be frustrated. So easy, not to lean on me. I stimulate you to grow. Again, let me move you and grow in yourself. We don't get up, just no. Let me move you, let me do the mistake. And now grow along the spine. And continue to grow. Be aware really how much we concentrate, how much we don't open ourselves to let things pass through. We defend ourselves the whole time, we block. Again, this is the fears of the flowing, of the flow of nature. We look for something that is constant, but the constant is the changing, the flow. Nature, nothing stops. In nature. Again, not to concentrate. Now, you know, for example, McDonald, he used to work very fast. There. Now, you see, you didn't jump, but I didn't give you the time to inhibit your habitual reaction. So this has to continue. There. And we have to have the conception of what Alexander called means whereby. It means not to do how we do habitually a certain activity. An activity is even to stand or to sit or to lie, because even then the flow is there. Again, and I tell you, we should sit down. And now you say, okay, I don't concentrate, maybe I am aware it will happen, and remember the brain has to work blitz feedback. So we continue, and I grow in myself more and more. As a matter of fact, when I work on a pupil, it's for benefit to me.
He talks of the gear.
Pardon?
He talks of the changing of the gear in the car. You
Yeah.
say. And it has a function.
Yeah, these are...
And it needs time to just have the one gear changing to the next. And it's like with an automatic gear change. It's not stressed by the changing. It's just when there's a
There is a
special
neutral
constellation.
there as well. The neutral exists.
Yeah, but it's the pace of the changement is not in panic. It's just when it's the right time,
With the right-
it
yeah.
just follows.
Yeah.
And you don't have to interfere and
Right,
stress and contract and...
Yeah. But that's what we have to have in ourselves as well. The neutral is part of all. But then we have the conception what is wrong and not to do the wrong. This is the first thing. As Alexander said, stop the wrong and you are halfway home. It means this is, but it works all together in this blitz feedback. It's one activity, it's flow, you can't tack, tack, tack. It's, now you see, I hardly touch you, right? But you feel, I don't do it with my hand, I open my back, it's for my benefit. There. And by the way, when you work with people, you have to bring them to a state that they neutralize their habitual conception or the trouble. To be neutral. And as long as they are holding, you know, and are afraid to lose the habitual, the known, it's hardened, you know how much it's hardened. Now again, well, we shall get up, but you don't care. I'll do, let me make a mistake. Your business is to grow. But even now, you're already blocked. It means the back, when you forward, the back goes back. Forward and the back stays back. The lower back, now I don't lift you, you grow, and you don't get up. You go, grow, see, not to concentrate, make decision and let it happen. The back here, you see, I read it, the back here has to go there. And not to lean on me. You have to come with me, but not with the legs. Come. That's it. Now we grow, and we don't stop growing, taking off, taking off, taking off, taking off, taking off. Again, not to concentrate. And this is one of the reasons I speak with people during the work. And I'm aware if they just let it happen. But then indeed, they don't cooperate with the brain. But for me it's more important to change the conditions in the body. When people come to me once a week, and then we shall see, and when people come a long time, something happens. Yeah, you see, I still, almost 2 years since I had the accident and I had problems. They did a very bad job on my leg. That's why I sit.
You think so? They did a bad job. In what sense?
They didn't measure properly the length of the metal that put
Yeah.
me in. And the right leg is 1 centimeter at least shorter than the left. Now you see, you realize that I grow, say, okay, I grow as well, but you don't do it. You grow, and you continue to grow. You just no. You see, already you begin to know the habitual to tense the legs in order to get up. So you grow with me there. But you fix your eyes, carry on breathing. And continue with me up here. Yeah, that's it. You know that we used to, maybe it was still in Alexander's course, people say to put hands on. This is already wrong conception, because people, the habitual conception is to put the hands, you see. And we have to allow the hands to come. And in time, if you work on yourself, you touch, the hand tell you a story. And the story is that I have to work on my back in order to convey it to your back. There. Now, sometimes I use power, you realize, but again, I do it for my back. I move the hand, I don't squash it here. I let my hands go in, and at the same time, I spread myself there. And you continue here, and you grow, and you stay here, but not blocking the legs. You stay and let it go.
My main concern for the
Pardon?
My main concern for the last half year are the shoulders, where the identity is here,
Yeah.
and to really
And not only you, I tell you.
shift from the identity from the shoulders to the back.
The shoulders and the, not the bicep, the deltoid here.
Yeah.
All this, indeed, but you see, before you came to me, you didn't know that you do it. So the important thing is to be aware of what is wrong and to neutralize the wrong. And this is a process, is all together, and it's a combination. And people are not ready for it. When you do gymnastics, or so for example, when you're kiting or on the bicycles, you know how much you contract, or driving the car, people, they block here, you see, there. All this has to open there. You feel it now.
And when you say there, you mean what?
All this region, you see, they block, they lift the shoulders instead of leaving them down here, there. You feel it in the back now. But it works when you not try to do it if the conception is an active one, practical. So when the brain gives the order, by the way, to speak about directions, all teachers of Alexander's techniques speak direction. What direction? Normally they will tell you neck free, head forward and up, back lengthen and widen and all the rest. No, directions, Alexander in his book, The Use of the Self, in the editions of my time, on the footnotes, page 13, he explains there what are directions.
I don't know what directions are.
Pardon?
I don't know what directions are.
Directions are order from the brain to the organism. Normally,
So, for instance,
the directions can right or wrong.
allow the shoulders to relax.
Yeah, but then the brain works fast. Now, if people say allow the shoulder to rest, people will collapse with the whole body.
For me, I realize when I stand up in the morning, I realize I'm blocked from. It's all blocked. It's all one piece of me.
So you make decision
So
to
then I
let
make
it go.
decision.
Just decision, nothing
And
else.
then the shoulders start moving. Not I do that, but I realize what the difference is when the identity is in the shoulders.
And you let them go.
And I let them go. Then I start feeling my back.
Okay.
I get conscious of my back, which I don't feel when I.
And then you decide to open the back, but
Yeah.
all not in words, you see.
Yeah.
This is the point. It's not in words, it's activity. And this is the hard thing, because we used to work through the intellect with words, to give orders but the subconscious orders, when you want to get up. So your body contracts in the habitual way, because everybody does the same. And then you say, no, I grow instead. But all at the same time, not one after the other and all together, Alexander said. But it's really,
It's an orchestration.
the time is no time there, you see. It works together. And the whole time, it's an endless activity.
The spreading.
It should be like
The
this.
spreading.
Yeah.
Expansion.
The trouble with Alexander technique that people made gymnastics. And I have now a book here of somebody in Israel who was my pupil. I encouraged him to go to study Alexander technique. And it's a catastrophe. You'll see the book afterwards.
I've seen it, but
it's in Hebrew. It's not
I can't read.
Pardon?
I don't understand.
No, but you see the photos even.
Okay.
He explains there's something. It's a physiotherapy. He worked on me some years once, and I didn't want to insult him and to tell him, yeah, take your hands off at once. It was a catastrophe. No inhibition, nothing. Just, and tach, and so...
Shaping.
The same, their teacher said, come with the hands like this and put it this. No, if it works in you, wherever you touch it works. Here. And depends, if I do it fast, I don't let you the time. It was okay, you didn't interfere. But I do it slower in order that you will struggle. You will learn to struggle by yourself. And the struggle is in no time. It's instant. It's blitz. And that we have to understand. I come with my hand there, and you realize that it does something. Sometimes I need power, but when I need power, because otherwise it doesn't work, I open here, the clavicular goes away. There. Now you feel, I take your back, but you don't feel hands. You feel the contact. Now, if you decide, even when I do this, you see, you grow, you feel it. Yeah, or not really? Not
a little bit.
Pardon?
A little bit.
Okay, this little bit is enough. So you grow and you continue to grow here and you let it go. That's it. So I interfered very little. I help you to produce the necessary conditions in you. You have time because I have time.
I have time.
Yeah, so before we continue, I'd like to take you and to record it on the knees as well. It's okay? So now we should get up. But if you would obey the order, so you at once you do this. Very fast you say, no, maybe we should get up. My business is just to open and not to bother and not to concentrate. I open, I fly, I fly, I fly, I fly. Okay, so now, but then I suggest you put the chair here.
No.
We should
It's
see
okay.
both a bit more here.
I think both are on the picture. I mean
If you can move it, that we should see both hands.
okay.
This is too much. You see my hand, Pascal?
No, so I see both hands.
You see, and you see everything. I hope it will come good. Okay. Yeah. Again, we we continue to grow and no effort. We fly in ourselves and let it happen. You know what I learned from all the accidents that I had because of my eyes and all the rest, that even if you are crippled, if the conception is right, it works in you. Even if you don't have legs, you don't have...
I quickly stop this.
It was the telephone.
Yeah.
So if you don't have arms, you don't have legs, in the body it should work. This is the natural flow. And more I understand all this business that I knew before, but now unfortunately because of my conditions, I had to deal with it. This, what I call active, creative, practical conception.
So when you work like this,
Pardon?
when you work like this now,
Yeah.
what exactly are you doing?
What do you mean, what I am doing?
When you touch me now, or when you connect with me?
Yeah, I just convey to you the opening, this flow, the spreading, the growing, the eagleizing, inner flight, that's what I told her in playing as well. The trouble that they play on the instrument instead of being one with the instrument and the music and just let it happen. But all the education is wrong, or I call it taming. And the thing is, in all, they are not right positions. Normally position is something not what we see, it's a fixation in ourselves.
Static.
Static, yeah. You know the sad story about this teacher that I told you. He came through me to the Alexander Technique and I encouraged him to go to study. But it's a total perversion. And it's hard because, everybody thinks like Carrington told me, you do it your way, I do it my way, and do it my way, and that's it. So there is no authority. People, instead of continuing to develop, to open, to grow, to really inquire, they do gymnastics. Feldenkrais used to say, listen to your body. What does it mean, listen to your body? Listen to your body, it means concentrate. Try to feel. But again, where is the faulty sensory appreciation or unreliable one?
I mean, I could imagine that he meant perceive how the body functions.
Yeah, but he himself was concentrating. You know, I worked on him once, and he was the whole time, wow, he was so contracted, you can't imagine. Rika gave him lessons, and she asked me once, I was there to work with her, and wow. The change is not only in the body, the change is in the brain, in the conception.
Mm-hmm.
And to accept a state of flowing, of not holding and not falling. Besides, there is another thing. There is intellectual learning and learning from experience